ਸਿੱਖਿਆ ਤੇ ਤੇਰੀਆਂ ਕਿਸ ਕਬਰ ਸਿੱਖੀਆਂ ਨਮਾਜ਼ਾਂ ਨਾ ਕਰ ਡਿਠਾ ਨਾ ਘਰ ਵਾਲਾ ਡਿਠਾ ਤੇ ਤੇਰੀਆਂ ਕਿਸ ਕਬਰ ਦਿੱਤੀਆਂ ਨਿਆਜ਼ਾਂ इलम पढ़िया पर अदब न सिखिया ते तेरिया किस कम कीतियां आवाज़ां बुल्ले शाह पता तद लगसी जदों चिड़ी फसी मान तेरे झूठे सब छेड़े
Hi guys, Assalamu alaikum. I'm your host Ishra. Welcome to Naizah Live from 94.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm your host Khadijah.
I'm Amesh.
Yes.
A bit excited because we are three.
Yes,
Finally.
exactly.
I mean, it's supposed to be 4, but yeah. Again.
Yeah. Unfortunately, guys, Mavi had something pop up last minute, so she wasn't able to come today. But we'll be continuing as a 3. And today we have something really special because we have our first ever guest today. She's a 3rd-year policing student working at CSSC in customer services, and she's an artist in origami and geometrical designs. Want to welcome Vicky.
Hello everyone.
Hi, Vicky. How are you?
Working all right. Yep. I'm good, thank you. How are you doing?
Are you okay?
Yep. Are you able to hear me all right?
We cannot hear that. Maybe we need to volume up.
Undo the things. The headphones.
The turn.
I did it.
The turn.
I did the turn thing.
You want me to? You want me to do?
Oh, right. Sorry. Yeah.
Say your thing.
Okay. Sorry, we can hear you now. How are you doing?
Good, thank you. How are you doing?
We're doing good. Thanks for asking. Sorry about the delay and everything, but should we just get started now?
Yep, that sounds good.
So in today's episode, we're going to be discussing 2 main topics. We're going to be discussing uni life, and we're going to be discussing bullying. Bullying as well. Yeah. So should we start off with the uni life first? So Vicky, you're graduating this month. How's that like for you?
Oh, it's super exciting. It's really great because from the 3 years that you spend working and with the assignments and everything, I feel like finally being able to say I'm graduating, I've done it. It pays off. It pays off a great deal. And
I honestly 100% agree with that as well, because I've graduated as well.
Yeah.
If you're
next
year's your graduation
day.
Yeah. I'm actually hopefully inshallah one day as well you can be graduating too. Yeah. So what was uni like for you? And Vicky, do you want to give us a little rundown?
So I'd say I can easily divide into 3, divide it by each year. The first year, it's more the year where you go, okay, I'm here to have fun. I'm here to understand the basics of uni life. But whether it's uni life in class or uni life outside of uni, if that makes sense. Because for me,
that's so true. I feel like first year was a very, very, I don't know, I had a lot of fun during first year. I did take it serious.
I think.
Yeah.
Assessments were more like, oh, okay, assessments, nice. I know it does, but then,
that 10% was very it's only worth 10%. So it was very experimental and stuff.
Yeah,
Second year.
and it's also
Second year took it a lot more serious.
yes, definitely, and it's when you start hitting you like, okay, there's a
Currently,
drastic
it's
change between
second year too.
yeah, and it's when for at least for our uni, it's when the grade actually started to properly matter towards your final grade. So it was a case of like, okay, we need to get this sorted, kind of feeling.
That's so true. I think second year is when I did start taking it a bit more serious. I was like, okay, 30% is a lot of the grade. And then final year is when it's really, really serious. Everyone takes it serious.
I thought
Yeah,
most people take university first year seriously compared to the other years.
You know, some people do that where they take like first year, like good, and then they kind of like drop out, like or like take it less seriously afterwards. Yeah. But I'd say like first year tends to be more the relaxing year where you kind of just get to know what's going on and stuff, and then afterwards it kind of gets better and stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
Guys,
And
maybe
it,
just
I
me.
feel like
We're hearing echoes.
Yes, we are, and I've realized why.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fine.
I'm also getting for the
Yeah.
first year, it's also a case of you adapting from college to uni because it's quite a drastic change. Regardless if you've taken a BTEC in college or you're doing an A level, I feel like the structure of the assignments, the demands of the assignments are quite different. They're similar, but there's different expectations, if that makes sense.
A couple of assessments as well this year, but the most horrible thing was the exams. Has to sit between 300 students, and then do you have exams though?
Nope. You've all gone quiet.
Technical issues, guys, happens.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was reacting. My ears, my voice.
Becky, can you hear me?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, I can hear you now.
Yeah.
I cannot see anything or anyone though.
Okay, that's okay. We'll get that sorted. So what are like the biggest advices that you would give to like people who want to go into uni or who may already be at uni?
Um, take your time to adapt and welcome change because change is gonna happen like in class, it's gonna happen around you, but you are also gonna change. I've noticed a lot of people from year one up to year three, like we changed in a sense of we matured quite a lot in terms of we started as teenagers and we basically ended as adults, if that makes sense.
That's
It
true.
definitely helped us to mature up.
You know what, I'd agree with that because you'd be going to uni at 18 years old. A lot of, not everyone, but a lot of people, and then that's quite a young age. You know, you're quite
Yeah, that's
impressionable still, and then to
And plus, you're still like trying to figure out yourself out and all that.
exactly,
Definitely.
yeah,
So I think
even that. And then early 20s is when we finish, but early 20s is still such a core part of your life where you're still getting so much like, what do I do now?
Yeah, exactly.
yeah,
Exactly.
definitely.
Yeah. A lot of people always have financial questions. Vicky, how did you manage your finance during uni? Because a lot of people were asking, uni is a massive financial commitment. Yeah.
It is. It really is. And I've seen a lot
Exactly.
of people dropping out midway through the first year and just leaving. They didn't take on another course or something like that. One thing I'll say is that you need to, one thing that kept me going through the course actually was the fact that it cost £9,250 per year, which is
Wow, that is
huge,
a
you
lot.
know. One thing that helped is getting a weekend job, like not necessarily working every day of the week, but getting 2 days of the week where you work and then saving the other days for uni or for assignments, fun time, things like that, it can help because it's a side thing that helps you. For me personally, I'm lucky enough because my dad helped me financially. I didn't have help from the government in terms of student finance,
That's true.
but I did live in accommodations, so it's a case of making sure you know your budget and making a plan. Sometimes having it on paper actually can help you see, okay, for food, I've got this, I need this much per month or per week. Um, I need this for fun, I need this for uni, whatever it may be, like notebook, laptop, or whatever you might need to study. Um, Things that you would need on a like not every day, but it's like the shampoo
Yeah.
necessities basically, because you
Hmm.
need to keep your room clean and things like that. So like sponges, things like that. You won't think of that when you before starting, but once you start, you'll be like, wait, I need sponges. I need something to clean the dishes with. I need toilet paper. I don't know. Like, do you get the gist?
Yes,
And
yes.
it's just about looking online. There's loads of little articles and websites that can help you get a grip on what you need. And obviously, you have to adapt it to you because you might still live at home, for example. So
100%.
things may change around.
Yeah. Oh, but you should. You're an international student who came here with like depending on yourself essentially. Like, how did you deal with your financial situation, and also just uni life in general, being an international student?
I mean, alhamdulillah, my dad had to take care of the tuitions and everything, but still the tuition is like a lot. And
Yeah.
even like the place where I'm living, I have to pay the rent as well. And also like the travel, oh my god, the travel is
Travel in London is
It's so fucking
crazy.
expensive
that's
now.
crazy.
Literally £10
And,
sometimes
yeah,
every
when I
day.
came here, like everyone's telling me, you can eat whatever you want, you can shop everything you want, but the travel, you will be broke by the time you're
Literally.
That is actually so
at the end
true.
of the month, even though you don't have the money, you will still have the money, like £20 to go like 5 days for food, but £20 for traveling from here
That's
to
so
there.
true. That's so
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, you, Vicky, you're not even in London. You've moved out of London for uni, but you still have the exact same struggles as well.
I'm
Well,
literally right on the
outskirts of
outskirts
London.
of London, so
Yeah.
the prices are very similar, which is quite annoying because
Yeah.
we don't have as much activities around here. But I'm in the Buckinghamshire, right outside of London, and it's to be fair, it's you make do. The thing I appreciate with my uni is that they have a little food bank. So it's like when I was really struggling, I had to go there. I was like, look, can I get some free food, please? And it's like it's canned
It's really
food, so I
lovely,
can keep
actually.
them for a long time. Yeah,
Yeah.
pot noodles, canned food, they're your best friends.
I can 100% relate. That's what we used to do. We used to be lunch break, but go to the cafeteria,
Yeah.
buy some noodles, and just sit there, just eat them.
Yes, yeah. Yummy though.
It was. It was. It's yummy, but yeah.
But you know what
It
Khadijah
works.
used to do? Like
Oh my
first
gosh.
you have to boil the noodles and then take out
Oh
all the
yeah.
water and then add your spices. But she used to like literally have this much of water and everything. This is so bland. It doesn't taste mine. She's like, how did you do that?
Yeah, she makes her noodles a different way. Like she puts the packaging says put it in water. She doesn't do that, but I think it really makes such a good
White
difference.
material.
So yeah, now I've made all my noodles your way, and every time I eat them, they just taste 10 times better.
Thank you.
Yeah. So big tip for anyone out there that's eating noodles. That is literally probably the best way to eat
Yes,
them.
yeah, totally.
You know.
And,
Yeah. Another thing that people have been asking about has been time management. That's been quite a big thing. Like uni is a massive commitment. Even school, like everything's a massive commitment. So how do you do that? How do you go uni, after school clubs,
and socializing.
socializing, like home life? If you want to work, if you've
Passion
got to work,
projects.
passion projects, yeah, like even your hobbies or just me time. Like how do you manage that?
What I did was having a 2 week plan.
Okay.
So 1 week I would focus on certain things. So uni would be pretty much constant mostly. I would know which day I have uni, so that'd be the base. Then I would have work, that'd be the base. And then I
Okay.
would work around, like if I have, let's say, 2 hours on one evening before my bedtime, I'd be like, okay, for 1 hour I'm going to be with friends, whether it be on call, going out to the park or something. I would come back, have a little dinner or something, and then like do 1 hour of like art session or reading or whatever hobby you may have before bed to calm down. Like gaming would be more during lunchtime. I would squeeze that. I remember I had a 2 hour lunch break.
Oh
So it'd
wow.
be like, okay, I don't have time for gaming in the evening. So I'm gonna run back to halls, play some games while I eat my pot noodle and run back.
Yeah,
I did
sometimes you
that a
need
couple of
that as
times.
well. You need that. You just need that little bit of like stuff that you want to do because it helps energize you, makes you feel better as well. I always
Is
realize,
that
yeah.
it's also the fact that for me, because I studied policing, some of the topics were quite heavy on the head and like on the heart and in the mind. So it's like
Yeah,
I need a
fair enough.
break.
That's
100%.
true.
Can't always be studying, especially when it's harder topics as well.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Okay. I'll say, does anybody else have any other advices to give for uni students? I'm trying to think, like, I think one of my biggest advices would be is it's so easy to, I don't know, in my uni, they have a lot of recorded lectures. So a lot of people would like miss the lectures and be like, it's okay, we'll just catch up afterwards. I don't know if that's like every uni. I think a lot of unis do that, but the uni girls doesn't. Okay. Our
I
uni.
wish.
Yeah, but it's like, I mean, obviously it's a good thing that you can catch up on your lectures and stuff afterwards, but I do feel like if people use that as a kind of like, not an excuse, but
Like every day, every time thing.
yeah, they're like, oh, it's okay, it's online anyway, like I'll just do it online. And then when it comes for exam seasons, everyone's complaining that like it's like oh no guys, like we left so many lectures to watch, we have to go through 10, we're still so behind. Do you do that? Do you want to say your thing? Yeah.
That's a good thing actually. Like in the past year I was so clueless. Like education in my country is totally different than what you do here. We just have classes. We don't have something that record it. We have, but not like in England. It's more. They have more technologies and everything. But in Bangladesh, it's more like textbooks. So we read through that. So more or less, even if we had like time, we used to like my mic. Okay. Oh, okay.
Oh yes.
Yeah, so then like what else is it? What else is it?
How
The textbook,
different educations, yeah.
So basically like everything, even if before the exams I had like something to revise on or something I highlighted, but in here it's lectures for 1 hour, which I didn't have time to see. I just saw my seminars and that's it. But that's how I get my exams and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
Do you have any tips that you'd give other than like time management, things like that?
Yes, okay. Honestly, there's no me time. Yeah, there's no me time. Even if you see, I did 5 days and then I'm here with my friends, which I feel is my me time. But actually, like me, there's none. At least you have to be with someone or something that you're doing on your day off, or like at least study. That's it. Me time can only be while you're revising, while you're studying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I realize that's why a lot of people stay up at night because their me time,
Yes,
before you know, ends up being at night time.
Totally, yeah. You
Yeah.
can you saw me like painting. That's the only 1 hour or 2 that I would just give me my time, like painting.
Oh,
That's
really?
it. Yeah. I would say revise everything before 1 month before exams.
Oh, yeah. You know, I'd say revise early. Like a lot of people
early,
leave it like really last minute,
exactly.
but revising early is good.
Yeah.
You
Don't
know, guys,
revise and try your best.
yeah, all you can do is try your best. People stress out so
Yeah.
much with uni, but you have to try your best and stuff.
Yeah. Also, it's like the night before the exam, try to get as much sleep as you can. Like, don't oversleep, but try and relax because your brain will naturally start remembering. Just read through your notes and you'll naturally start
I
remembering.
think it's also important to like do tests, like practice tests. At least it will help you like remember certain things. And all that.
Yeah.
I think it's really, really important to like just keep going over things as well. Like, I remember I had a math teacher in like secondary school, and one of the best ways he taught. I mean, Vicky, you were in the class with me. You know how the way he used to teach us. It was really, really good. It was like we'd go through new topics all the time, and then like our starters would be previous topics, and then they'll like remind us, oh yeah, that's how you do this. Oh yeah, that's how you do that. And I realized that's probably key for like a lot of studying actually, because when you're studying, it's very like it's a lot of information that you have to remember, that you have to like use and stuff like that. But then it becomes a lot easier when you just go over the same things again and again.
Yeah.
You know, guys, another key element of education that a lot of people do struggle with is bullying. So that's another of our topics today that we should talk about. What is bullying? Like, starting off with the basics. What is bullying?
I'm actually surprised. It's 2024. Bullying still exists. Like,
Yeah.
when are people gonna grow up?
Exactly. I think there's a lot of like key issues with bullies. Like there's reasons why they like a lot of the time there are sometimes reasons why, but then there's other times people just do it for the sake of it.
From what I know, it's like mainly insecurities,
Mm.
and then just put on other people.
Yeah.
And I think nowadays it's just more online bullying than compared to real life.
There's
Let's
a
be
lot
honest.
more going on.
For me,
Online
it's
crime
more
and
like
bullying is
people
Exactly,
looking down on
exactly.
people.
Say
Yeah,
that
that's
again?
true.
Yeah. For me, it's more like people looking down on other people, not
Yeah,
knowing
that's
how
another
they
reason
might
why bullying
feel.
happens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. For
and
me, it's more.
it can also be that they're struggling with something at home, maybe someone died, they're getting abused or something like that. And
Yeah.
then they like, especially when people are younger, they're not going to know how to handle those emotions, so they're going to see someone who's probably weaker than them or has something that they want, and they'll basically transfer the anger they have towards either their parents, family, or someone outside of school, and they'll transfer onto that student, which
Yeah.
brings in all the emotions into school, which is the point where it starts to muddle family life and things like that, which makes it harder for the bully to get out of bullying
Exactly.
and for the victim, because what are they getting the anger for?
I feel like especially with people who have abusive parents, they're like when you're young and you're really impressionable, you mirror what you see. For you, that's your reality. That's what's normal
Good
for
words,
you.
yeah.
There's
Yeah.
like, oh, that's how I should act, and then you do the actions when you're outside, and then you realize
It's not
afterwards
normal.
it's not normal. It's not right. It's not what you like. What should be happening.
Yeah.
So yeah, one of the so we've spoken about different like types of bullying. I guess like there's online bullying.
I can say
There's
there's
also
some people that pretend to be your friend, but you just don't understand it's actually
Yeah.
bullying.
Yeah.
and it's
Yeah, but
also
more or
the
less the examples would be like, you look fat. Yeah,
Oh my
something
gosh.
like that,
Yeah,
right?
something
You look
like that.
fat. You're like, those people are not your friends.
Especially when
Yeah.
you think that you're friends,
Yeah.
so you can't just let it happen and then
Exactly, yeah.
you realize afterwards.
Yeah, like gaslighting. Like, for example, if they steal from me and they still say your face, no, I didn't. But
Yeah,
the thing is,
exactly.
yeah, obviously,
Exactly.
as a proof, I can say one thing. Like, I used to have a so-called friend, and she used to come to my house, and she used to steal like with like my Nintendo chargers and all that.
Whoa.
And obviously, I would confront her. And she would be like, "No, I didn't steal anything." And I'm like, in my head, you're the only one that comes to my house.
I'm
and
sure
brings us
she
food."
should be watching this. She should be
I
watching
hope
it
she
right
watches
now.
Yeah,
it.
return her
Yeah.
stuff. It's been years and
Yeah.
years and years
I
now.
know.
For
But
me, like telling other people something that, like, I have always heard about one thing, like, if I do this to you, you will fall down. The wind will take you away. Stuff like that.
Oh.
Like commenting on people's body or
Yeah.
color or doing racism, sexism, everything is like a bullying to me.
yeah.
Mhm.
But yeah. I feel like, looking down on people is a bullying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially when it's
There's
meant in a
also-
negative way.
Yeah.
there's
Yeah.
also, I feel like it's not necessarily like a stigma, but it's like a lot more common when people talk about bullying. They always think secondary school or primary school,
Yeah.
maybe college.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like it doesn't just happen there. It happens outside of education. It happens in the workplace. It happens at home at times, siblings.
Actually,
So
adult bullying is a thing. Like where adults
yeah,
get bullied.
and I feel like there should be a bit of more awareness around that, because in the workplace, some people generally quit because of bullying, and then they're left in a situation where, oh wait, I can't pay my rent anymore because I had to quit work. I feel like there's a lot of there should be more awareness around that.
Yeah, I agree. 'Cause I feel like when you're an adult, you kind of don't expect it. You kind of expect that
Yeah.
stuff. Like, a lot of the time, when it does happen, people are told, "Oh, it's okay. They're just kids. Like they'll grow out of it, or like they're just this. It's small. Don't worry about it. It'll be over when you're older." But then you
Yeah.
become older, and it's still there. Like bullying is not just a school thing. It's like it happens to people in all ages of life as well.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. So how would you guys like? Do you guys like have any bullying stories? Like any bullying stories?
I can
I've
have.
got too many to count.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
Who wants to start first?
Yeah. Vicky, do you want to start as our guest? Sorry.
Sure. Khadijah, you okay with me talking about the one that was after school with our friendship group when we had to go back into school? It got physically a bit.
Oh, yeah. I remember that. There was just this like one girl in our year group at the time.
Yeah.
It was just like a really like she was quite. I want to say she was a known bully, but she was a known bully. Like she would like bully a lot of people. I feel like, but then she kind of got expelled. and like
Yeah.
so she got expelled. And one day she was just hanging around like outside like our like school and stuff. And then me and my like we were walking out of school and we were like on our way
Yeah.
home and stuff. And then it was a misunderstanding. Like she mistook something, right? But she took it to like a whole new level where she got like physical and
Yeah.
talked with me. She tried to like, with me. Yeah. Luckily Vicky was there as well. So like Vicky stepped in and
Oh
she was like,
God.
and it got to the point where like the school teachers were just there. And they walked out, like they got the police involved. It was like, because this girl was known, like, and it wasn't just us, like, because once it happened, like once it became known what happened with us, it kind of uncovered that she'd done it with so many other people as well.
Yeah.
And they were
that's
yeah.
sorry, go on.
No, it's okay, go on.
But it's also the case of, because we have a friend who has learning disabilities.
Yes.
So she might not understand social cues at times, or sometimes she might do something without understanding potential consequences. And that's where it stemmed from. It's like the bully thought that our friend gave her a dirty look, when in reality she didn't give a damn about her. Like she was just passing her on the street like she'd pass anyone.
Yeah.
And that's what started it off, and that's what annoyed me, because it's like she used someone's learning disability as a reason to be a bully to someone else. And that just, I remember getting really angry, because I remember she attacked Khadijah. Yeah, I remember Khadijah, you had to put a headscarf back on afterwards in the middle of the street. She literally just had it, and that didn't go down well with me. I was like, nope.
I remember we were literally like, that was such a big thing for like a good couple of weeks. So yeah.
Something that the teachers did that I actually found really useful is that they got involved. Like they're like, okay, we're here, we called the police. It's like they got the situation sorted. They did their best to do that anyways, as far as I can tell. So it was a case of some schools are not as good as ours when it comes to bullying.
Which
And
is
we did have a teacher actually that was just horrendous when it came to bullying, because we told her several times. I was found with a blade under my throat, like right there.
Like
we told the teacher, like a craft
it was something else. Yeah.
But yeah, and we told the teacher, I remember, and she I didn't see it, so it didn't happen.
Exactly. Basically, we literally told her, we were like, hey, like, is it possible? We asked for like what I would consider the bare minimum. Like, can you please like just move her away from the girls, because like the seating plan had them, and she was very like, oh, sorry, girls, it's like I can't do that. And I was like thinking in my head, what do you mean you can't do that? This girl was literally being like every single lesson, every single thing. It was like people, they were saying really mean things to her. They were just like, it was like repetitive, and I felt really bad for her. And Vicky would just like sit there and completely just try to block them out and ignore them, and they literally wouldn't do anything at all. It got to the point where me and my friends were like, right. And once after that blade thing happened, we were like, okay, this is literally, it's escalating to a point now where we have to step in to do something. Like we have to do something. And we went to another teacher who luckily got involved straight away. She was really annoyed. She expelled the girls, and she like sorted out everything, spoke to the teacher as well, I'm assuming, and sorted out everything. And I was like, wow, that's great. Yeah, I was like, this is how, like, this is two complete opposites.
Yeah, exactly.
That's something actually.
You just have to find the right person to approach, I guess.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's
something actually I was really thankful for. It's also one of a piece of advice.
Yes.
Always trust your friends, because that's when my like Khadijah and our friendship group at the time, they were like, yeah, we're going to the teacher. I was just like, no, leave it, it's fine. Listen to your friends. Do not block out your friends in situations like these, because they're the ones that will literally drag you out of it.
I'm honestly, I'm so thankful.
Out of the bullying.
I'm so thankful that we did help you with that, because it wasn't nice to see like every art time we would we knew what was coming, and it was so like stressful. But yeah. Meshi, you have a story too, right?
Okay, so there's been like accidents and all that. Like, for example, I remember I used to be in class, and like some girls, like it was like only maybe less than 15 girls in the class. And so basically, I was like doing some work on my laptop, the computer, isn't it? And all of a sudden, I felt like something got snatched, and then my bag gone away. You know what they did? They just ripped it open and started throwing everything in the class.
That's
I'm like, what the hell is going on?
Just randomly, like just that.
Yeah, they just started throwing it, just started laughing at my face, and obviously I was not cool about it.
Yeah, obviously.
I can say one thing. Sometimes bullying can come as a blackmail too, because like I had a certain medical condition, so it's like they'll always be like, oh, if you don't do this, I'll tell people about you that you have this condition and all that. And they actually went through this from primary, secondary to college. And if I had to be honest, if they do this again, even now, I'll just be like, say it.
Yeah.
What am I gonna do? It's gonna happen, isn't it?
Honestly, like that's so not nice. Like that must have been like, blackmailing, things like that. They weigh heavy on your mind,
Yeah.
especially if it's been through, what did you say, like it was college and it was like
Yeah.
secondary school and all that. That's a
Yeah.
long time, honestly.
That
Yeah.
really is, yeah.
What would you guys say? Like, okay, well, we've kind of already discussed this one, but how would we, like, how would you solve bullying? Should you want to like give your input on how to
Well,
like,
me?
yeah.
Well, I think no one here knows bullying better than me. I mean, being bullied or bullying itself, but I would say like I'm a very good person, a better person. But of course, I was not a bully. But yeah, when I was like a bit funny before, I was like a bit tomboyish type. So I had instances like bullying, but I won't say bullying. But
I think you were just
still.
like indirectly mean without
Yes,
realizing that, yeah.
yeah. Like I wouldn't say like I was a bully, but then I had mean instances with people. But then at one point of time, I was humbled by other people that I loved as well, and then that's how I got to know like no, I have to be a better person. And then I started to become like a bit soft than I was before. I was like a bit tomboy, but now I'm like good girl. I think I don't know, you guys are better.
No,
Yeah.
honestly, I wouldn't expect it because that's how much you've changed. Like,
I mean,
you've, like,
yeah.
now I can't imagine you being mean to anyone, and not unless it's in a jokey way.
Yeah,
but
no, yeah, no, I know.
Yeah, I'd say, summing it up, I think that's the case. If you know someone who's
Yeah.
like being a bully, speaking to them really, really, really
Yeah,
helps.
yeah,
Going to the right people really,
Yeah.
really helps. Sometimes that one person may not help you, but
yeah.
there'll be other people who'll help you. Because you have any more like ways that you want to?
But
I'd
you know,
say,
like, Vicky, sorry.
go on.
Sorry.
No, go on.
Thing
You
is,
say
I
it.
will have like the
Yeah,
headphones
she doesn't
on,
have these,
so
so she
when
doesn't.
Vicky's talking, I don't know when she goes on, so I keep interrupting her. I'm sorry,
Oh,
baby.
It's all right. But what I was gonna say is, you need to know yourself because you'll be in a situation when you're getting bullied where the bully is literally trying to break you. They will be trying to make you feel insecure. They will try and get you to doubt yourself. And to go through that phase of self-doubt, that's not the bad part. What you need to remember is that once you regain your self-confidence, don't lose it again. Do not let someone else break the barriers you've just built.
That's so true.
Everyone is like, I feel like everyone is going to break at some point. Everyone is going to go through a phase where it's like you're self-doubting, you might not like yourself, you might be in a dark place. You just need to remember that, okay, there's a way out, and just need to choose the path to that way out. Whether it be, some people prefer it on their own, some people prefer it with friends, some people it's family, some people it's work, assignments, homework, some people it's art. Like, that's how I learned to. I didn't learn origami like this, but I got a lot into doodling like this. Because I'll just doodle on paper, like my math book. The amount of times my teachers used to tell me off for
Yeah, I
doodling
remember.
in my books, like it was a coping mechanism, and it still is. Like for other things like stress, for example, it's just finding that right way forward.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like for me, I've always had a bit of a fire inside me. It's like I've always been a bit out there, like speaking out, not being afraid of going to teachers or things like that. Most of the time, there have been instances where I have been. But if you're more of the shy, quiet kid, is you'll always have that one friend that you'll talk to usually. And if you're a loner, you usually have like either family you can turn to or a teacher that you'll get along great with. Don't be afraid to talk about it because you it's not right for one or more bullies to come to you and you suffering alone. That's not a fair fight. Think about it this way. If you've got two bullies against one, that's
Yeah.
not fair. You need
Yeah.
someone else by your side. And then once you're with the teacher, ask the bullies if they'll carry on bullying you.
Also, going on to the point that you said that I think was really, really cool is like that coping mechanism one. I feel like coping mechanisms are so important. I feel like not even just bullying, like in general as well. And especially with bullying, because a lot of the time you may feel alone, you may be like, what's happening? And it's repetitive as well. So having something that is a coping mechanism for you is very, very beneficial. And it's like no one has one. I mean, it's hard to have just one automatically like that. You tend to discover it as well, like just for like
And
going through
sometimes,
things.
and sometimes you'll have it without realizing as well.
Yeah,
Because that's something I've never. Do you remember the stories I used to write in notebooks?
yeah.
Now, some of them were extremely dark, but for me, that was a coping mechanism to get out of my head.
Yeah,
So it's
which is
like,
fair enough. Yeah, I think that's the case. Sometimes we do things without realizing as well, and that's one of those things. Like coming into
yeah,
school and like seeing your friends, that in itself is not coping mechanism per se, but it can be like it can really help you like release a lot of your
Yeah.
stress, make you feel a lot better.
Yeah.
Like yeah,
Yeah. But
yeah,
like,
100%.
but there was like one time, I wouldn't say it was bullying, but you know this thing inside when your mom takes another kid in her lap and then you feel like a bit jealous. So what I used to do is like when my mom used to take any baby, like maybe my cousin or anyone, I would just pinch in their
Oh my
in the legs.
gosh.
I mean, they would cry like bad, and then their mom would then come to collect the baby. And then we used to have like this like stairs in my home.
Yeah.
I used to call the kids that my mom loved and like call them here under the stairs, and then I would just beat them and tell.
Oh my gosh, it's just.
I was so sorry. I
So
shouldn't. I
evil.
shouldn't spill these in here.
No, but you were a
Yeah.
kid, so you've
I
learned
mean,
from
yeah.
that
But
now.
one thing I can say, like a person who is like abusive or bully or some like mean, when he or she is better, they can be a really good person because
Yes.
they experienced the worst they did to people and they also got back what they did. So
Yeah.
they can be very good. I mean, yeah.
Yeah,
I'd say as
people
well.
can change.
Exactly. I feel like no one's always 100% a bad person. Like changing is a thing, but that's the thing is like knowing
Yeah.
the limits. Like you can't just automatically accept
Yeah,
someone straight
yeah.
away.
There's a saying, villains are not born, they're created.
Yeah,
Yeah.
plus
Yeah.
plus hopefully they do acknowledge
Yeah.
their actions.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's that once you acknowledge your actions and then you kind of move on from it. Maybe hard at first, but you
Yeah.
can be better people.
Exactly.
Like I know a lot of people who feel guilty. They're like,
Yeah,
like we were so bad before. Like we did this, we did
Yeah.
that. Like and
Yeah,
then
exactly.
changing is a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think. Does anybody else have anything else to say? Because then we can go on to like our question past bits. Is there any more pointers?
I don't know.
I think I'm done.
Let me see.
Yeah, go for it.
Go for it.
It's like my favorite phrase to use. Go for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't really know.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
It's okay if there's nothing.
Okay,
Yeah, no,
should
like-
we talk about like how
Yeah.
to stop being like on social media because it's more like
Yeah.
obvious and all that.
Oh yeah, like social media because that's so public. Like you know, at least everything is quite public. But with social media, I think a lot of people that I know, at least that were bullied online, they're scared because things that can be put out there and they're like public things that will be permanently on there as
Yeah.
well.
And I feel like it's not only that, like even people who are getting so much popular in like the passion. Like I remember I did tell Khadijah about this. Sorry, about this writer who got harassed
Oh yeah.
and like bullied to the point that she did quit for a while. But I'm glad she's back. But it just shows that sometimes these things won't actually stop. But giving yourself a little break from social media will just help you get a big fresh air, then come back, and at some point you will learn how to handle it and avoid it. Because let's be honest, people always have a lot to say with your back.
Exactly, especially on social media, where and because it's so much easier doing it through like pen. Like I remember we had a friend who used to get all these random accounts, just like
Spamming her with
spamming
her.
her, yeah, and they were all really mean comments as well. And it would be like one account, and then that account would stop, and it would be like another account, some like,
Yeah.
and I could tell she was really like affected by it as well at the time. Like it was just like she was really really sad about it too. And that's the thing, especially when it's online, people can say the most horrendous things because like they don't get to see your reaction.
No,
They don't say any of
Exactly.
that. Yeah.
No. You know, like for me, even if someone is looking really bad, even if they actually are like dressed up something that's not looking fancy on them, you shouldn't still be commenting. Because I'm sure the people, like someone who would post something like really weird, they might not be in their right mind, or someone who will be wearing something bad and then posting, they might really admire it. So you saying that is, I don't appreciate it. If you can't say anything good, just say nothing. Just stay mum.
Especially when you don't know what going through the person's mind, and then you're just like, oh, why are you doing this? Why are you doing that?
I hate people passing comments, any kind of comments. I just don't like it.
I think everyone's their own. Like everyone has their own story, and you just got to respect it. Yeah. Okay, should we move on to questions then?
Yeah, let's do it.
One question is, okay, so this one's about uni life, and it's about procrastination, guys. I think we spoke about this in one of our last episodes as well, so let's revisit it. What do you do when we're procrastinating, especially because uni work is a heavy load, so there's a lot going on. Procrastination tips, guys. What do you guys do?
I'll be honest.
I don't do.
Oh, okay.
Procrastinate until the stress gets the better of you and then do the work.
Honestly, I think that's the lifestyle of a lot of students. For procrastination, yeah. I don't know if there's any like solid tips because I still do it, but I recently what I've realized is that I've so there's two main things I do. Is one is I put a structure on things. So if I know, okay, I don't feel like working and my mind keeps like drifting off everywhere, I keep getting distracted, I go, all right, Khadijah, 30 minutes, purpose work. You have to do work for this 30 minutes. And in the last 20 minutes, the last half an hour, you don't need to do the work there. You can like watch something, you can relax for a bit. But those are the times when like I'm really, really not feeling the work. And then there's like, and it's also about making myself as well. Like procrastination isn't as easy as just making yourself, but a lot of the time I have to like I know if I go on my phone, I'm going to get distracted. I just know it. So I forcefully put it away and I forcefully sit at my desk and I just start the work. And before I know it, I've kind of sucked into the work. Sorry?
That would never work for me.
Yeah, like I said, everyone's different. That's just personally what's worked for me.
Yeah,
so
100%.
Yeah, what's worked for you guys? Like, what helps you guys procrastinate?
I think I just listen to music and that helps me. I don't like, I take like half an hour, do it, and then delay it for 1 hour, and then do half an hour. But like, I take time, but do not interrupt the time I am actually studying. So
that's a good thing. Yeah.
I would say that if you're procrastinating, feel like you really can't be motivated to work, I would say just hang out with a friend that's studying in the same thing as you, and like example, like at first you might be hanging out, just slowly just start talking about what you're studying, and you don't know, you might actually get into it slowly and actually start studying with that person. You know, it might work.
A lot of people study better with people, and then some people study better without people.
Yeah.
What about you, Vicky? Do you have any tips?
A couple of things that worked over the 3 years actually. First year was studying with someone, like not necessarily from my course, like it could be anyone, but just having someone there to study put me kind of in a study-ish mode.
Oh, okay.
Second and third year was more of a case. Second year was literally wait last minute and get the stress to do the work basically. It was quite bad because my grades went down quite a fair bit. But third year was a case of, okay, I've got an assignment due in 2 weeks. Every day I'm going to do this amount of words on this topic, and I would research it, and then I would do the work. And you would be able to see, like, as long as I can see the progress, it'd be like, okay, I've done something. And before you know it, it adds up. All those days add up.
That's quite motivating as well when you see you see the differences. Like you see, oh, my grades are going up. Oh, this is working, and it really does help as well.
Yeah.
And it's also being in an environment where you can work, because I can't work in my bedroom. If I'm in my bedroom, I'll get distracted by this, by that, by this.
Yeah, probably can stick, to be honest.
That's why I started working downstairs in the front room, because I'm like, if I go to my room, I get like there's just so noisy up there that I just like I can't concentrate.
Yeah. So it's like in the library, coffee shop with headphones on. It can be so many places. In a park if it's a lovely weather. But don't do it in a place that will distract you. Because for me, I've got ADHD, so I get distracted so easily. It's mad. It's proper mad. It's like, oh, yes. Like right now, I've got the Skittles right here, and I get distracted by that every couple minutes, which is like, I'm gonna eat you in a bit. But you know. Sorry.
No, no, it's okay.
But yeah,
Libraries and cafes are good for that because you can mirror
Yeah.
people's working and stuff.
Like uni one.
Yeah,
Yeah, what's the
yeah.
name of our uni cafe though?
They have.
Cave.
No, wait. Oh,
The cave, no?
is it called? No, is it?
Is it not? The nest.
Oh yeah, the nest.
Yeah, the
but
cave.
yeah.
I said cave. What the heck? Yeah.
I was thinking, like, wait,
Yeah.
I'm sure we don't have that. Yeah, but we have
Okay.
something next to it. We have
Yeah.
something next to it. Yeah.
Yeah. There is one question. Is it true that the kids who are good into studies, aka nerd, are the one to get bullied the most?
You know, that's a very good question because you see this a lot in movies.
Yeah, it's like such a stereotype.
Yeah.
Yeah.
actually, I would say that it's not true.
Exactly, like they're good at studies, like why? But actually, it's true though, no?
Yeah, it's actually
Yeah.
true.
Sorry.
Yeah. I mean, no, just what views do you have?
So-
This question was asked by Sadman. Yeah.
I don't
Just
think
let you
that's, I don't think that's 100% accurate because I've seen people be bullied that wouldn't be considered nerds, but they were like, yeah, like I've obviously seeing people, everyone be bullied, not just like nerds or like what would be considered nerds and stuff. You know what I mean?
I think
Nice.
mostly it's always like, for example, even workplace, the one who is the smartest is the one that gets all the workload.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
also
in the
true.
workplace, yeah,
Yeah,
that's
so-
true.
I feel like it does have a part to play because when I look at it, it's like I don't know if it would be the smart people because in our school, a lot of the smart people were like
Yeah.
they weren't bullied, like they were just like, yeah, we're smart, but they were like, you know,
Yeah.
had loads of
I
friends. It was
feel
like mostly the more quiet people that would get like teased and stuff. Like the quiet people, the people that would be slightly different, like our friend who had learning difficulties, like a lot of people had issues with her.
Yeah.
Because she was like, quite different from everyone else and they wouldn't understand like
Yeah.
the way that she would talk and stuff.
Yeah.
So it would be, I think it's more people when you don't like, when they're a bit different to you, like at least from my experience of what I've seen is like,
Yeah.
it was the more quiet, slightly more different people. With the people that
Yeah.
were maybe like, wouldn't be able to make friends as easily, they were the ones that would get like teased and pushed to the side the more. Or it would be people that had like they were friends with someone and then they had like a massive fallout and people were basically picking sides and they
Yeah.
pick sides with one friend and
Yeah.
leave the other friend. Like,
Well, I just know one nerd that didn't get bullied in school. That was my younger sister. So she was adored by like almost all of the juniors and seniors.
Really?
Yeah, she would have just come up and tell me like, "Did you tell something to someone?" No one says me anything. Like the way I was in my school, like everyone knew my sister by me, and then nobody, even no seniors, had the like she's a really nice girl. I've never seen such a beautiful and amazing girl like my younger sister. But like even though she was like nerd, she's good at study, she had notes and everything, but no one had the dare to say her anything because I would just yeah.
Perks of that older sister.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is fair enough. I think that's actually quite like that's actually interesting because there are a lot of stereotypes of that, like, oh yeah, the bullies are always like the people that like are into sports or like the like popular
Exactly,
people.
like cheerleaders or like makeup and all that.
Yeah,
That's
true.
That's true. That's true.
I mean,
Okay.
you can be beauty with brains too.
Yes, you know, it was interesting because I was actually watching a movie where they were talking about that. Like, why is it that all like the popular kids in movies are always depicted as being like not smart or being very like, you know, like just like they're gonna be they've got beauty and they're like friendly and social, but like they're really bad at studies. When generally you can be both. Like you can be good at studies and still make friends and still like be nice to people.
I realized that after.
Let me tell you one thing, I used to look like a nerd, like a geek, but I was so dumb at studies. And literally, people used to give me the work to do, and they used to fail, and I'm like, why are you blaming me? You're the one that thought I was smart.
Oh my gosh. And they'll be like, I wasn't expecting that.
Stereotype. Oh, that's crazy though, honestly.
I mean, movies and like daily soaps are made based on reality.
Yeah.
They don't come up with.
Who even started this stereotype to begin with?
I don't know.
I don't know. I was born in 2000. I don't know about 90s, but yeah.
How about you, Vicky? What's your opinion on like stereotypes and stuff?
Well, the media definitely has stereotypes. I mean, it's pretty well known. But I feel like a lot of people think like bullies are going to be loud, they're going to be out there and all that. But there has been instances where a bully is actually quiet, not shy, but quiet.
Oh, okay.
and they'll do things from the shadows, impacting someone else who's more in the light. So it's like spreading a rumor here, spreading a rumor there, like with
yeah,
hands.
that makes
We've
sense.
seen
Slowly
like
goes
Ring
out.
Gospel vibes where they're like behind the scenes doing all those little
Yeah.
So
like
it's like, for example, like they'll pretend to be your friend, take out your secret, and start telling other people.
Yeah,
Like,
Yeah.
something
that
like
can be
that.
one of them. And it's like I feel like those are the harshest ones because it's usually like when your enemy is your best friends kind of thing. It's like
Yeah.
they're the closest people you've got, and they stab you in the back, and it's like, yikes!
to-
I trusted you.
Yeah, I think that's probably when it hurts the most, when it comes from your friends directly or people that you'd like, you think are
Like
your
they knew,
friends.
like you
Yeah,
knew very well.
exactly.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, guys, that is all we have enough time for this week.
Yeah.
But because this is such an actual there's a lot to say about this topic. We were thinking we could potentially have Vicky on again and continue talking about this.
Inshallah,
as well.
Yeah,
yes,
part
yeah,
two.
yes,
A part
yeah.
2 for this,
Yeah.
because there's actually a lot to say, and there's like a lot of people that ask me questions that I'm like, you know what, that would be very interesting
Yes,
to talk
yeah.
about and solve. So yeah, like
And pray for me, guys. I'm going back home.
oh
Yes.
yes,
I'm gonna have a good time, hopefully, and then
Inshallah.
see you guys again, inshallah, in August.
in
Oh my
August.
goodness.
Yeah, that's
One
long.
month.
That's a
It's
long
1
time.
month just
I
without
know.
Isha. That's
Yeah,
gonna be
that's a
so
long time.
boring.
But inshallah, if I manage time, then I'll be a guest in my own live, inshallah, and then maybe
Ooh.
join from Bangladesh. I'm like,
Oh,
"Hey,
yeah,
guys."
that'd be
Yeah,
cool.
yeah,
Just
yes.
join like Merveil does.
Yeah.
Just come.
Yeah, maybe I'll
Inshallah.
just take my
Perfect.
cousins and my family members and everyone. Like,
Yeah.
inshallah, if I manage time.
Inshallah, and they can always be the
Inshallah.
guests of the
Yes,
show.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, okay, inshallah.
That'll be
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that is
Stay
all we have
safe.
time for, guys.
Yeah.
Any last words, Vicky? Anything you want to say to anyone?
Well, thank you for having me on the show. It was a great experience, and I look forward to coming back.
on.
Thank you.
I hope you all stay safe and
Oh, you
best of
too.
luck with everything. Thank you.
Thank you, and back to you too. So yeah, guys, this was Naizah Live, and we'll be back again next week. So stay tuned, inshallah.
Bye.
See you guys all.
Thank you.
Bye.
Love you.
Bye.
Thinking
With
about
UK
selling or
Export
letting your
Finance,
home?
I'm fulfilling